Whoa, what up, beer bros? Coming at you live from Beervana on the 12th of August 2016. Completely on time and still relevant. I want to say that I've been hungover all this time, but unfortunately I'm just lazy and easily caught up in things. We'll do it with a wet crotch. Trying out a slightly new mic position. Crotch. G'day guys, and welcome to a special dry edition of Willy'S Tasting Room. Dry is a relative term. I'm very much defeating the point of this series with this video, but I think it fits better here than anywhere else. Actually, now that I think of it, there will be a small amount of drinking later on in the piece, so keep your eyes peeled for a very special review. About 6 weeks ago, I made my way to the mecca of craft beer, Beervana. Beervana is a fantastic event held yearly at the Westpac Stadium in Wellington. The last time I went was in 2013, so I was very much overdue for a pint or two. Roll the footage. Good times. So, where to begin? My older brother and I popped along on Friday the 12th of August to whet our whistles. The weather was awful, so we got drenched and sloshed. Beervana is great. Specific. It's getting bigger and bigger every year, and this time the stall stretched the whole way round the inside of the stadium. In past years, it's been restricted to a much smaller area, but the way it was set out this time worked really well. What we ended up doing was just laps of the whole circuit. And that's a really good tactic when you go to a big beer tasting festival, because it helps you burn off some of the alcohol. And you get to see every single stall again and again, and so you can really pick out your favourites. Beervana started as a way for some of the smaller breweries to showcase their beer alongside the larger ones. And in that regard, it's pretty much the same as it always was. You get the big boys showing off, like Untappd, Garage Project and Emerson's, and then you get to see some of the smaller ones that you might not have heard of, like Eagle Brewing and Beervana. There's some really good names as well for some of those breweries. This year also featured an app created especially for the event. Every last Beervana brew is in this app, and it's linkable to Untappd, so you don't even have to do any of the work. So instead of having to painstakingly find the beer on Untappd, I can just use the Beervana app and let that do the work for me. My only real complaint about the app was that the rating system was only in whole numbers. So there weren't any halves or quarters. You couldn't give a 4.5 or a 3 3/4 or anything like that. Luckily though, you can go into Untappd and find that review and retroactively change the rating. So really, there's no problems. I sampled 14 beers at Beervana, and of those, I gave 2 5 out of 5 on the Beervana app. Tuatara's Tiramisu Oatmeal Stout and Kedadu Brewing's Black Ruby Imperial Stout. So possibly a wee bit of bias towards the stouts there. I'd absolutely recommend finding those beers if you can and giving them a try, especially while it's still kind of cold outside. Stouts will warm you right up. The app was also used to award the People's Choice for the most highly rated beer. I was bitterly disappointed, pun fully intended, to not have tried the winner, which was Behemoth Brewing's Triple Chocolate Milk Stout. So it's not just me, right? Like, stouts are good. People like stout. I'm told it was amazing. Smooth and rich and you name it. So the way they do it is you walk in, you get your glass, and then, using like the Beervana currency, you can buy either 75 mils or 250 mils, a full glass of each kind of beer. They start at $2.50 for 75 mils of a weaker beer. So 6.5% or less is $2.50 for a taster and $6 for a whole glass. 6.6% to 9.9, $3.50 for a taster, $8 for a whole glass. It's a lot. 10% and above, you can only get a taster. They don't want people getting too trashed. And that's $6 for a taster. It used to be cheaper. It's just the way of things, isn't it? Things are getting more expensive. There's so many beers. There's like 600 beers or something. So you kind of just got to pick and choose. I was really keen to try some chili beers, and I managed to find one. It was just, it was really disappointing, actually. It was Yeasty Boys Helza Poppin' IPA, and it's meant to have fire dragon chilies. I don't know if those maybe aren't that hot, but like, I just got nothing. I got no spice. I was really, really disappointed. I had the Garage Project one the other time. It was great. Now, many of the beers served at Beervana are created specifically for the event, but one of the perks of winning the People's Choice is that that beer gets a limited release in stores. So, I'm eagerly awaiting that, and you know, if you like the sound of that one too, keep your eyes peeled at Liquor King. So, that about does it for the video, but I did promise a special review, so buckle up, because here it comes.
G'day guys, it's Willy here, coming at you live from Beervana. At the moment I'm drinking Batch Brewing's Pacific Pale Ale. It's pretty good. If you want full reviews, why don't you come to my YouTube channel and watch a few videos.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you around.